And along with making us legit comes cash. Tons of it. I mean, what do you think we're doing out here in the middle of the desert? It's all been arranged just for us to get your money. That's the truth about Las Vegas. We're the only winners. The players don't stand a chance.
I mean, it's routine. Business as usual. In, out, hello, goodbye, and that's all there is to it. Just another fat fuck walking out of the casino with a suitcase.
I don't know no better, so let's blame the weather, 'cause I got no care when I hit my groove. 'Cause I got no care when I hit my groove. Well, my music's rolling, I'm moving to that kick and swing, and I put Zeppelin on when I feel the blues. I put Zeppelin on when
I don't know if he was like a COVID casualty.
I think he was. But was he from Vegas? I feel like I thought I heard him say he was from. He feels he has a Vegas.
He seems
vibe.
like a Vegas guy. Yeah.
Hey.
It feels like he just crawled out of the ground, Vegas, like fucking John Goodman in fucking Raising Arizona, when they crawl out of the prison.
Good pull.
Thank you.
I think he was from Oklahoma. I want to say.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he had that accent.
Yeah.
He was a hell of a guy.
Yeah, he always did the 10 o'clock every 10 p.m. It's like
He
him
did.
and Trenton Stewart Jones and
Yep.
like the same fucking people every time.
And Sasson, that was when Sasson first started coming around.
Yeah, that's right.
That's when all the paint started coming off the wall.
Alrighty, on my right.
At Mitchell Verzi, at Verzi
Mitchell.
Triplets.
On my left.
Luke Allen at Uncle Luke 2 on Instagram, host of Live from the 405 podcast, the only podcast you need to listen to besides Joe Rogan or something. Thank you very much.
Alrighty, and across the way, finally, thank
Yes.
God, ladies and gentlemen, our guest, Adam Johnson.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Good to have you on, buddy. How are you?
I'm swell, man. I can't complain. Life's
been a while.
Yes, you can.
Life's solid.
Complain about something.
Fucking,
You're too fucking happy.
You really are. Like,
You're a positive dude.
Yeah,
I'm just
I had a
seeing
couple
red
red
from
lights.
this whole fucking experience, and you're just like, "Hey, life's good." And I'm like, "Why have fucking friends? Who gives a fuck?" Like, I've got dipshit around the corner who's picking a fight for a show he's not he's kicked off of, and it's just like, yeah, you're just a sweetheart of a guy. It's really annoying.
It's weird. I save
That's
all my
the
anger
show,
for
ladies
myself.
and gentlemen. Have a good one.
And you're still funny somehow.
I
too.
don't get it. I don't know. My parents didn't get divorced. I grew up in a fucking...
Yeah, most of it comes from misery, and
Yeah.
you don't have
It
any.
doesn't make any sense.
Don't worry, we'll find something.
That's
Or
the
we'll leave you
gambling
with
or
something. You'll
yeah.
leave here with something.
I
We'll
hope so.
we'll get you
A
angry.
real chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, probably.
So, I mean, first things first, you are by trade a poker player.
Yeah. I've been gambling for full time for about 17 years.
Jesus, fuck. Like, how
And he's only 17 years old, so it's pretty amazing.
It's wild. Yeah, I don't know. I never thought. After I graduated, I started playing, and just days turned to weeks, and weeks
Crawling
turned to
into
months,
casinos.
and then next thing you know, I've just been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
But I thought I was gonna be a sports writer. I mean, that's what I went to college for. I was on press row covering University of Missouri men's basketball. Like I was on like the Bobby Knight conference calls. I was like on the fucking fast track to be like
Really?
a sports writer. Yeah, that's what I was my whole life. I'd listen to like AM sports talk radio, and I was like 7. Like
you have a good sports voice. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
it's very
And
annoying.
you have sports guy energy too.
Yeah,
I could
probably.
like right now I'm getting excited. You're not even talking about anybody yet. I'm like I'm rooting for whoever he fucking tells me to.
So yeah, so I don't know. I mean, that's what I was supposed to do my whole life, and then poker got real popular on ESPN all the time, and I just kind of got into the sinkhole. And
So you're good at everything. God damn
Nah,
it.
nah,
Natural
nah.
fucking proclivity.
So what happened then poker came along, you started embezzling money, and then what? You got good at poker?
yeah, like I think it's just like when I was at college, I wasn't like a big frat douche guy.
With biographies, I like to introduce lies.
That's fair.
Where you're like, no, not exactly. But so your family owned slaves.
No,
But
I don't think so.
before that, but after that, you
He's from Kansas. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm from Missouri.
Yeah.
So-
Missouri. Sorry.
That seems like where a gambling dude should be from.
Yeah.
Going back to like the fucking stagecoach days. Like I'm from Missouri and I know how to play
I
cards.
mean, I
like
grew up
fucking-
15 miles from a riverboat casino, so
Oh, shit.
it's not too far.
Yeah, they
off.
still have those, don't they?
Yeah.
It's a weird legality, right? Because
Yeah.
underwater, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's like the whole show Ozark, or at least the last
Exactly.
the third season's
Yeah,
kind of based all around that.
That's a great tie-in. Yeah, 100%.
Sweet,
You
sweet
can
show.
hear it in your voice. That fucking-
He just wants to score brownie points with Netflix. That's all.
Yeah,
He's
that's right.
plugging their shows. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, it's like I'm
Get ready
white,
to
so I
hear
got to
about
be
TikTok.
different, so I got to do an accent or something.
yeah,
It's like,
well,
okay.
you just checked your pocket watch. Like,
What was that? Was your neck must itch or something? What was that? What your hand just did? That's funny. Must have had a bug on you or something.
Yeah.
so what? Okay. Do you have brothers or sisters?
I got one older sister. It's like 4 or 5 years older.
And you hate her.
Oh no, she's great. We have like nothing in common. Damn it! We're not crazy close.
Well, I heard she said you're an asshole.
She's probably completely normal.
She is normal. She does have a. I did oversleep her wedding,
Okay.
so that's
But-
not great.
Wow. Like, how bad?
Like, I mean,
Did you call her 9 minutes before and ask her if she was still getting married?
No, I mean, it was like, what's worse is it was like a small, it was only like 15, 20 people. So like me, I couldn't like blend in and not be in there. Like it was, I woke up at like 2 p.m. with like 70 missed calls and just felt horrible.
Oh, it's only 2? Holy shit.
Well, because the thing was, I got 11 a.m., so I had to get up early and
That's
and
an
like,
early wedding.
Yeah, it's just,
That is,
I got insomnia, so like I went to bed at like 3 in the morning, and then it was like 4 or 5. Next, it was 9. I still hadn't fell asleep, and I lived downstairs in like a dungeon room with no windows and shit because I gamble and I don't like keep odd hours. So I guess my parents came down and I guess they knocked and they're like, Adam, you got to get up. You got to get up for the wedding. And I guess I said something to her and I didn't know. I thought I didn't remember this at all.
Quit knocking on my door, you cunt.
But I can't believe they left the wedding without like confirmation of me
I was
being
gonna
up.
say, yeah,
Because
that-
my history is like a sleeper in my life. That's pretty well documented. So
They
it's
didn't-
almost their fault, to be honest. I mean,
They
there's-
didn't want you that way. Adam, hey,
Oh,
hey, you're okay. Let's go.
with a feather.
yeah, it's-
Wake up.
It's like
Hey, we did our due diligence.
it's terrible. I feel it's like the worst thing I've
It's
ever
like a
done.
Home Alone fucking reboot.
Yeah, it's bad.
Well, even by like 12 o'clock, you think they'd be like, maybe we should go back and see if he's.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a lot of other things going on that day besides me, so maybe that's how
If
they
you had
forgot.
the ring, you were supposed to give it to her. It's like,
Yeah, thank God I wasn't a pallbearer or whatever the fuck, you know.
The
Oh,
ring boy?
yeah.
Yeah, whatever they call those things.
Pallbearer's a funeral, bud.
Oh, ring bearer, I don't know. Yeah, it was 40
or you could have been that character from the WWF. Oh, my sister's wedding. No one's gonna get that reference.
Nah,
That's
I
a little
don't.
inside.
It's from the Undertaker. Remember, he was his manager.
Yeah, I remember the Undertaker. What was the
Paul Bearer.
Really?
Yeah, that's how he talked. Remember, he's like, "Here comes the Undertaker." Yeah, that stupid voice.
Do you remember that? Here we go. Do you remember that movie with Hulk Hogan, Suburban Commando? It was him and Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah.
And was that the Undertaker? Who did he fight? You remember there were two villains.
That's holy
And
fuck!
they
I
were
haven't seen
like
it in so
wrestling
long.
guys. And I
It's
remember
weird. It hasn't popped up on Prime or anything yet.
I remember as a kid, I was like, "Oh my god, Doc Brown and Hulk Hogan
Yeah.
are in this! I was like, this is gonna be the greatest movie ever."
Yeah, I'm waiting for that to pop up. I watched Monster Squad today. I'm like, yes, it's on.
Oh wow!
Fucking love Monster Squad. It's the best. Wolfman's got nards.
Oh, forgive me. I forgot you were there. So, actually, I gotta ask you guys: have you seen Val on
I've heard it's fantastic.
Val Kilmer
talking
on
about
fucking Prime?
I have Valtrex. Is that the same thing?
Keep it. It's
Point Mitchell.
Name brand or
Oh, no, I can't afford that.
generic?
Generic. No, I haven't. I've heard good things.
He's got the Kirkland version. Kirkland trucks. Everything else in this fucking house place is sponsored by Kirkland.
It is.
It's
Kirkland's good. I'm not knocking it.
Solid
it's
life.
fucking this documentary. It's sad and it's like it's interesting though because like you can definitely see where Val Kilmer's just this picky creative asshole where he's just like part of my journey is it and you're just like ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's his journey.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's just
So half the LA comics?
I know, right? No, that's like a good portion of it. But the other thing about it too is he was really fucking just as an actor brilliant, but like god damn, throat cancer's a bitch.
Ooh.
Like it just fucking takes because I mean he has to fucking poke this whole thing like and it was weird because he had this weird goose egg in his throat and then his eyes weren't working.
Are we talking about
And
Luke
he
or
just
Val?
didn't- No, that's what I was trying to make.
You have a crooked tooth.
I'm trying to get those Luke Allen tears.
I knew where I was going here. I held the nail while he got a fucking hammer and hit it. God damn it.
I was like a Harry Potter. I got to get some Luke Allen tears. They're very rare.
I don't have only at movies. Val Kilmer. So I'll watch Val and probably cry. I want to have the scene in it where my old boss sued him. He still owes them like $100,000.
Wait, Val does? Or?
Oh yeah, I go
Really?
way back with Val
Wow.
and my family, sort of. Even though like my second and third cousins. Oh yeah,
No shit.
yeah. He tried to make a movie about world peace, quote unquote. I think this is like I don't know if he was on drugs or what, but like they started shooting it here, and there was no like shooting schedule. There was no script. There was no. He just wanted to like bop around and like shoot this thing. So they went down to like South America or something like that, and. I guess he didn't want to do it anymore. And one morning, they woke up to shoot, knocked on his door, and he wasn't there. And he just packed up his stuff and left. Didn't pay anybody, didn't pay the crew, didn't pay for the equipment. So they were stuck with all this money. So he owed him like 100 fucking
my
grand.
God.
That's
Yeah.
the thing, dude. And it's very clear in that documentary. He was an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, and they say like, well, you know, he was just very specific. He was very detail oriented, and it's just like. Not necessarily. That's not why people don't like you sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like if you fuck people over and you're not at all like, you know, what would you like sorry for,
apologetic, yeah.
And then it's just like, you know, I'm sorry. But it's kind of like he's too narcissistic for that, and it's just like, what the fuck, dude? You can kind of see it in just like the way that he talks. And his contrition isn't as now I fucking got you. His contrition isn't one that's like, I fucked up and I'm sorry, but it's more like, yes, I've made some bad decisions, but you know that's part of my journey. And it's just like, oh God, like
and
is
that's-
somebody like that really fuck? Do they even give a fuck?
No.
And it's just like because they don't.
No.
Yeah.
They do for
they're
like a
doing it-
second.
Yeah, they're doing it because the camera's on them. But that's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker always had a camera on him too.
Yeah.
That's what's so weird is like
Yeah.
he's filming it shows that big fat fuck Brando in a hammock and he's like, this is Marlon Brando, and you see Brando's shitty behavior too. He looks at Val Kilmer, he's like, how about a push? And he's like, what? And he's like, just give me a little push. And he's like, oh, okay. And he pushes, oh, there we go. He's just a fat fucking hammock swinging.
I was
and
watching.
Val Kilmer's like,
We had the score on it because like I just have like a TV on it at work, so I just play movies all day while people are in there. But it's just like the subtitles on. There's no sound, you know, because like people are working
Sure.
shit. And I had the score, and every time I'd look up and Brandon was, I would just start laughing and find. And the other dude I work with, he's like, "What's so funny?" And all I could think was your fucking Brando impression every time he talked, because you always do all those lines from the score. And I was like, I'm thinking of Rocha's goddamn fucking Brando impression. $30 fucking million.
I always pay you what's fair. Fucking weirdo. But here's the other weird thing, though. When did you realize you were good at poker, Adam?
A lot of people have, a lot of professionals, some of them like sucked when they started out. For whatever reason, I kind of never, from the beginning, probably wasn't empirically good at the start, but I was better than the people I was playing against, so I was able to win money. So like, I was playing in like the Jewish frat games and like at college, and just playing against other people that were just worse than me. And I don't know, I kind of had a knack for it from the get go. It seems like I think just like my personality works well for it. Like I'm not great at math or anything. I just like the soft skills and stuff are what I'm good with poker.
You say a Jewish frat?
Yeah, it was like a
I was
Jewish
sitting
fraternity.
there.
They had like a poker
It
game
was
all
the
the time.
longest 45 seconds of my life.
Yeah,
Could not wait.
yeah. They let me in. They let me in the game, and I did well, and I appreciate it.
You're like, would you like a soda or a beer or some Christian blood?
Yeah, right.
This
But
is
yeah, I don't
size,
know.
right?
So who taught you to play poker? Did you just fucking learn?
I just learned. I mean, like my parents, my family doesn't gamble or nothing like that. So I just
Really?
like watched it on TV on ESPN. And then
They
when I
did
went
the
to
night
college,
they didn't wear that condom.
Yeah,
Thank God.
yeah.
They made little Adam.
they did, and Adam and Allison, yeah, they did it. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of had a knack for it. I think just the way my mind works, and then just like my just some of my personality traits are just line up well with poker for whatever reason.
I got into poker from playing with these guys when they had their hair transplant.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a blast though because
bet.
they couldn't go anywhere.
We
They
were playing
like,
every day, I think.
Yeah, they were like vampires that I was losing money, but I loved the hang, but
I feel,
you
no,
know,
I feel like it was me and you that were like the consistent winners.
yeah. Well,
typically.
we would win,
Just like
but
pool, of course.
well, Sean was really good too,
Dying.
but that was the thing of it was like.
He's always trying to play strip poker. That was just, couldn't wait.
It was they made me wear clothes when they won.
Yeah, you put more on.
That's funny.
So the fucked up thing though
Here's
is
the bed sheet.
trying to figure out like when to call, when not to, and I just like I still to this day like I don't I don't recognize the patterns, and I don't like. I do not understand that, and it's funny because I'll play with like comics.
Yeah.
And I've stopped playing. Like
You playing Cole's game? I've been meaning to check that game out
I
every
was
Sunday.
playing-
Yeah.
Yeah, and I heard that you were going to, and I didn't go. 'Cause I
Everybody says
specifically
that.
for that.
It's so funny because you actually want. I get why people would say that, but you actually want me in the game because like it's a lot smaller than I'm used to playing. So I'm just gonna fuck around.
That sounds
Yeah.
like a hustle if I've ever fucking heard.
Trust
of
me,
it.
you
if
very
I was
much.
trying to make
Exactly.
money, I wouldn't go to a fucking comic game and try to scrape $9 off
trust
motherfuckers.
me.
Like I'd go to the casino and play for thousands. I ain't trying to fuck y'all out.
I think we got him.
Hey, trust me, you're gonna want me in that game. Yeah, bullshit.
You need me in that game. You want me in that game.
I'll fertilize. Trust me, I'm not. I'll be fucking around. I don't get to play for fun, so it'll be like my chance to play for fun. So it'll be cool.
That's like the open mic of card games for you. Yeah, it's open mics.
It'll be fun. Man. I'll have a good time.
Well,
That I
there,
can see.
there are some good like poker player comics that go there. Like it's Zach Stein's one of them. He's really good.
I've heard Nick's good, like
Yeah.
bodybuilder Nick or whatever. Yeah.
Simmons. Yeah.
But it's funny though because you can tell who's serious about it, and then there's the rest of us that are just like, we're looking for the next joke or the next riff. Like, okay, somebody say something stupid. Come on.
Yeah.
And those are usually the people that play better.
Well, no, it's not. They're other people like, fuck, maybe I should. And then like me and Willie Simon are like, somebody make a fart sound or something. Like somebody, please. Willie's not too bad, I don't think. But I mean, do you like? I guess this is what I'm trying. When did you realize you could make a living at it?
It's funny. Like after when I was playing in college, I was just making like good money for like college. Like I'd have $100, $200 here and there, but nothing that I thought I'd make a living off of. And then after I graduated from school, I just I don't know. All my friends like got jobs immediately, and they were getting like laid off or fired because like the journalism industry was like tanking. Nobody's buying newspapers or magazines and shit. So
Is that what you went to school for journalism?
yeah, sports writer. Yeah. So like after I graduated college, I just kept going to the casinos and playing poker and winning. So that kind of got me lazy about looking for a job. And then all my friends that actually were looking for jobs were saying how it sucked, or they're getting laid off, or they hated
Put
it.
$1 and got a car. Put $1 and got a car. Put $1 and got a car.
So like I think part of it was like the industry I got a degree in was like kind of shitty. So that kind of gave me the resolve to say like, oh, maybe I should just pursue this because my other job is kind of a shit industry anyways. So
Yeah.
that was part of it, to be honest. But I didn't think I could make a living from it.
That's what I'm saying. Though, is what gives.
That's
you
why
the
he's so
balls-
happy. He's been-
what gives you the balls to say, you know what, I ought to do this for a living.
It just added up. It was just an accumulation. And I was like, well, fuck, I've been doing this for a couple years. I guess I'm good at it. Like, I don't know. I guess like I know I'm not supposed to be winning, but I keep doing it. So
What do you do about taxes? Do you have to do any kind of? I mean,
yeah, I have a.
I'm sure they're all on the books. Anyone listening?
Ironically enough, my dad works for the IRS, which is like a Breaking Bad storyline or something.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it's fucking hilarious.
fucking
Really
great.
I swear to God. But no, I pay my taxes because it's silly not to. Like, if you don't pay taxes, you can't like invest in IRAs. You can't like buy houses and shit. Like, I don't know. You play that game, you just like cheating yourself in the long
It's
run.
ironic because you played with a guy named IRA when you were in the Jewish fraternity.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Hello, it's IRA. He's going to play cards with you.
100%.
You actually referred your accountant over to us when we were.
that's
recording
that's
this
right.
shit.
Yeah. I referred to my gambling Vegas account.
Yeah, he hooked it up for us.
His wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, because it's pretty
The opposite
similar.
of wink, wink, and nudge.
It's similar. As a comic, you're on the road a lot. You're staying at hotels. You have a lot of expenses, so they're pretty similar lifestyles. To be honest,
We were trying to write off our hair transplants, and then apparently
You can, right?
No, you can't.
What?
No, not for hair transplants because it's an elective surgery.
Dude, that looks good. I'm kind of jealous. I didn't hear about
Thanks,
this
dude.
hair transplant shit.
Yeah, dude. If you see Sean's
painful,
before,
dude.
Sean's before and after photos are like night and day. He's a new person.
Wow, that's. I mean, you guys. That's. I
Like
had no
night
idea
and
you guys
gay.
had transplants. That's awesome. Fucking hell.
Oh yeah, you didn't,
I didn't know.
Dude, it's fucking
let's show you
barbaric
photos.
what they got to do. They got to fucking cut your head off. It's fucking gnarly.
Yeah, they take a
No.
needle and individually pluck out each follicle in the back, and then they plug it
I
in the
guess
front.
it didn't look too bad. It looked weird, like because there's hair growing there, but it didn't look like when you see botched
Yes.
graphs that looked bad. Yours were like, I know because I used to water these boys.
But no, if you look at
Just
the old
spray
ones,
'em.
where they literally, like the 90s ones, like where they literally would cut a giant rectangle out of the back of somebody's
Oh my god.
and literally like just staple it onto the front, like those ones are brutal.
It looked like
I was
a
just afraid
cheese
it looked
grater.
worse in the end, so I was like, I don't want to
Long
gamble
settlers.
like that. I don't know.
These ones are actually pretty solid. I mean, you look good bald, so it's not really worth it for you. But
I honestly didn't think that it was bad. Even when you guys were like scabbing, it didn't look.
So wait, how long ago was this? Y'all did this?
last June.
Oh shit, recent. Okay.
Yeah, because we did an interview for Extra while we had our hair like while we were still having our shit sprayed. So
It looked like the Three Stooges, like
you can see
after an accident. You
Is
know,
shit
like
expensive?
head bandages and shit.
it was expensive, yeah, but
Like 4 figures we're talking?
5.
5? Oh, damn. Shit, y'all balling. You on that crypto shit or something? Five
we,
figures.
We had some money saved up.
Okay.
I wish they were in a crypt.
Damn. I've listened to a handful of these episodes, by the way. Luke's such a great counter puncher. These jokes he says are hilarious.
I'm a
sometimes.
bully.
The last episode was just, I think, almost an hour's worth of Luke just shitting all over me and Eric.
Thank guys. They're on Extra. It was the most annoying celebrities that we know. That was one time they had a headliner spot. I was on that show. And now the number one, and it showed the three of them. Everybody tuned out.
It was down between them and Screech.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry.
At least one of them died.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, seriously.
Fingers crossed.
I never thought the
They
Verzies
say
were
it
a
happens.
bad.
They say it happens in threes too. So it's.
I never thought the Verzies were a bad act. I thought Screech was an annoying guy. Rest in peace.
Did any of you guys actually see him do stand-up? Because I heard he had a little stand-up trial for a little bit.
He definitely toured. I would see him in random ass.
So you actually saw him perform?
I didn't see him, but
Oh,
no,
okay.
I would see his name and then coming this week is Dustin Diamond. It's why?
Yeah.
He actually bumped them. They were supposed to go up at Flappers, and Screech showed up.
Oh my god.
I never saw him though. I'm sure you can. Let me see if I can
I'd
find
be
it.
curious to see. I always
They
wonder
all
what these
end
people
up
sound
doing-
like. Same with the wrestling guy that does stand-up. I always wonder what all these crossover people or sound like when they're.
Yeah.
It's weird how many people will do fucking stand up.
Well, I think before podcast, that was your only avenue. Now more people end up doing a podcast. But back in the day, it was stand up was your only, because it just seems so easy, doesn't it? And you go up there and you're just like, oh boy.
I love him as a person, but I always wonder how Jeremy Piven is because I fucking love Entourage. That character is one of my favorites ever. But I always wonder what he's like as a stand-up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you guys seen him? I'm sure you've seen him. He's around a lot.
I've seen it. It's. I mean, I don't know. Here's the weird thing. You can't really gauge somebody from me unless I've seen a good 10 minutes.
Sure.
5 even isn't enough. I want to see a good 10 minutes. Can you command a room for 10 minutes? And if you can, then I think yeah, you kind of. Well, I've seen you guys do well, but it's to me that's just I want to get a taste of what you do.
Sure.
So
Did he do stand up though?
yeah,
That
that's
could be
that's
crazy,
what
maybe,
I thought.
So did hold on, I just had a complete fucking, my brain's completely wiped out. I don't know.
Another guy, Jamie Kennedy's fucking doing shows all the goddamn time now. I haven't seen him before either, but he seems pretty active in
Yeah,
it.
well, and he's been doing it a while.
Oh, yeah.
To my knowledge, because that's a guy that I think got movies after his stand-up
Yeah.
stuff. So
I saw him at the Improv, actually. I thought he was kind of funny, but what I liked about him is he had a lot of humility about it. He kind of was making fun of himself for not being a comic and all that.
you guys have
He's
worked
okay,
with
I like
for
him.
a bit, right? Jamie Kennedy.
He hustles. He does a lot of
Yeah,
sets.
He does.
Yeah, Jamie's dope,
good.
and he's a
you ever see that-
genuinely nice dude.
Yeah, I hear great things about him.
Did you ever
he's
see that
great.
Heckler documentary? It was great.
I didn't see it, but
It's good.
I've
It
heard
was
about
old.
it,
It's like 10 years old, but if you catch it, it's pretty good. It's pretty interesting.
It's weird because so something happened.
Why did this happen?
Yes, I put myself in a position because they're okay. Fuck. I hope this person doesn't hear this. I wanted to do this show because there was a porn star that I've literally jerked off to so many times, and I was like, I just want to get in the room and I want to see if I can make this person laugh.
Oh, sweet.
So I did.
Nice.
Okay. Then I was with the other comic that they brought that person, and the porn star was like, "Oh well, will you be eating with us?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, absolutely." And I was like, "Fuck,
Will he be eating?"
Fuck yeah!"
Oh.
And it was so I don't know what it is though, but I'm talking with this person, and immediately this porn star was like, well, of course, people have always told me that I should do stand up. And literally you could hear my dick go, no! Just shrivel into no, why? But, and it's funny though, because I will say this, as comics, I'm a narcissist. I know a lot of narcissistic comics, but it's funny to hear porn stars that are equally narcissistic. And one of our buddies, Jordan Bowers, I remember I was bitching to him. I was like, dude, this porn star just kept bringing the conversation back to them. And Jordan's response was, you mean somebody that fucks in front of the camera isn't socially well adjusted? Who would have thought? And it's oh no shit.
Well, there's some porn stars that do stand up out here at least.
Yeah, and it goes hand in hand. And there's some really good ones actually.
I've
liked, but it's funny to me the that business and our business really does kind of.
But it do lend itself.
I don't know what it is.
2 forms of shamelessness, I think.
Yeah.
You think?
Or like-
Honestly,
or like
though, what is it?
It's a lot of maladjusted people too in
Yeah.
both. A lot of fucked up people become
Yeah.
comics. A lot of fucked up people.
Yeah.
It's a
and
weird
that's-
vulnerability thing too, where it's like, all right, here I am putting. I mean, one is just like, hey, I'm getting fucked on camera. The other one's like, all right, hey, here's my personal thoughts, and you guys can all judge me, and I look at you, judge me.
Absolutely
Like,
True.
But to also give a good note about this person too, I
Huge cock.
could yeah, well, yeah, they had a giant fucking dick.
About to see yours with those goddamn short shorts, man.
Oh,
Fucking
hey.
A.
Hey, come on.
I tease Rocha with them.
The other thing about it too though is I could make fun of him and he laughed at it. And like it was like okay, like
Because
this
you were
is a
talking about
great-
him, he likes that.
Yeah, and I really do. Like I think that was one of the things about it was just like my God, but I was curious like what the fuck is it that drives people to do that? Because I don't know if it's a narcissistic thing or
A lot of them fall into it like by accident. Like I heard just a week or two ago, Corolla had Peter North on. And he interviewed him. Like Peter North came
Oh
out here
my
like he was like
God.
fucking like a house painter or something, and like answered some dumb ad, and then like next door they were like having like porn or like male model things, and the
Yeah.
guy grabbed him and was like, "Hey, you look like you fit the fucking type. You want to come in and try?" And he was like, "Yeah," and that's like how he fell into it.
and then
Like that kinda weird
like
shit.
you, he found out he was good at it because
Yeah.
we need you to
Accumulation
spackle
over
that
time.
wall. Would you mind if you? Oh, I don't need spackle. Have that chick lick my balls and.
What a gig to fall into right there.
It
That was
just-
good. That was a fun interview. He seemed like a fun dude. He's a funny guy.
I want to bring a porn star on here.
Do it.
I really do. Just kind of ask them questions and learn about sex. about straight sex. I don't
Would
know
you have a
if
gay
do.
one or a straight one?
I don't know. I'd like to do both. But
Good idea. Eric.
I don't know.
I'm sure you could. I'm
I
sure
think
you have the.
we'll be
You're
woke.
pretty intermingled with the a lot of the sex. I don't want to say workers, but like a lot of people that are very.
Well, that's the current proper thing. Sex worker.
Yeah.
Next year it'll be offensive. We'll have to call him something else.
Yeah.
Enjoy it while
Yeah.
you got it.
Yeah.
I think sex worker is ridiculous. It's hooker.
But I love porn. Like I am a big fan of pornography.
I'll say.
I think it's fucking.
Sorry.
I think it's fantastic. I mean, you're of the nightlife, and I
Yeah.
would imagine that industry lends itself something to poker, right?
I definitely have played with some sex workers and like dancers and things of that nature for sure. Like, there's definitely a lot of
but you don't seem
Poker,
like
I
you'd
really
be.
know her.
variety of all walks of life you find in a casino for sure. But definitely those types of life you
But
see.
I feel like that wouldn't even phase you. Like that's just like, oh hey, look, it's a stripper. All right, cool.
Nah, I mean, I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I
you don't care. Yeah.
Why would it face him? Was he fucking religious?
No, but like some people.
Was he gonna offend
I
him?
don't know.
Did he
For
see
all,
the fucking stripper's titties?
well, I mean, I think all of us are all desensitized to it because we've been around it for so long. We're like, oh, hey, there's a pair of tits. Anyways, we're going back to whatever. It's like,
Pair of aces and pair of
me?
tits.
Why'd you point at me when you said Get your tits off the table, Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of strippers and people like play poker because they work in a cash business. So like you see a lot of like people cash business people just like I don't know. It seems like they're in casinos more than other people.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird
Okay,
life.
all right. So now the real question: what is the most you've lost in a night?
That's so funny. I knew this was coming. As soon as you like the
Hold
lead
on,
up coming,
I
I thought you were gonna say the other thing though, but they're kind of related.
Hold
I
on,
thought you were gonna say biggest win.
Let me
Nah,
guess.
I'm going to ask you that too.
Because I asked you this a while ago. I'm trying to remember how much it was. I think it's definitely 5 figures for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean,
There's
what's
some-
funny is because I've lost way more in a day, like in investing, but like poker wise, my biggest
Was it 37?
40. I think it was 40.
Okay.
Jeez.
Yeah.
40 ball.
Fucking A.
Yeah, and I was on the way to a fucking mic. I was on the way to fucking Fourth Wall, Koreatown. I get a text from this floor that this guy, I probably shouldn't say it, that this guy is showing up to the casino because like when you play high stakes poker, these like huge whales like they want to wet their beak like whenever they want. So like they'll tell the casino like, hey, I'm coming up. I'll get a good game going. So then like these floors text all the pros, and then it's like a fucking race to the casino to get a fucking seat. Because when one of these dudes shows up, like this guy that shows up,
JJ Ishikawa.
he loses like 50 to 150K like every time he plays. But he only plays like 10 times a year. So it's like when he's in the game, it's like you want to get there, man, because like the opportunities in poker are like really finite. Like the really good opportunities, a lot of times it's just other pros fucking each other up at the table and some like random plumber that sucks, but like nothing.
It's like when they hear Eric's gonna be at a mic, and when races to get there, they gotta get on there.
But these huge whales, when
See
they
the
show
legend.
up, it's like
You're gonna say there's a whale.
I was.
and it's kind of funny because they
I
force
thought
you
it was there,
to
but I didn't open it.
they force you to play bigger than maybe you'd want to play. Just because like that's you know to them
Be the best.
it doesn't get their rocks off playing like losing $3 grand, but they want to lose like 25, 50, 100 grand. So like if you want to be able to take care of that opportunity, you got to be willing to like stomach the losses that can happen.
Yeah.
But it's an amazing opportunity, and I'm not going to pass it up. If I lose, I lose. Like so, I have like a very long term oriented thinking. Like I know over the long run, playing in those games, I'm make way more. So I don't give a shit if I have a big bad day. Like whatever, in my opinion. But
40K is a big bad day.
yeah. But you know, it's all in context with all my wins and everything else. So it's just like I don't, you know, it's not like I'm not risking something I can't afford to lose. Like I built up. You know, I've been playing for a long time, so you know I've been building my role for a couple decades now. So and I'm really accustomed to like the swings and stuff. So
You walk out with 40 cash.
what's up?
You
lost.
Oh, you lost.
I lost 40.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck! All
I
right,
lost
well, geez,
40.
well,
I mean, that's
like
like my usually day to day is like losing. You know, last time I played, I lost $2,600. Like that's I'm usually winning and losing like 4 or 5. You know, like 3,000, 8,000, 12,000, 1,000. Like that's usually like the range of what I'm losing. But when a huge whale shows up, like I said, they force you to kind of play bigger, and a lot of pros kind of chicken out in that spot, which I understand because it's so frustrating when you lose a big number like that, and then you go back down to the smaller games, and then you realize like, oh my god, it's going to take me forever to win this 40 back in this game because the game's so much smaller. Like so psychologically, it's super tilting to like lose a lot at a huge game that like never runs because it's hard to get it back playing a lot smaller.
Yeah.
But
What do you get mad at more, losing in the stock market or losing on
or watching the
poker?
Verzi set.
I get way more upset by a bad mic or a bad comedy set. I swear to God, dude, when I have a bad set, I'm like pounding the steering wheel, like fuck, I should, god damn it, and then like when I lose at poker, I'm just like whatever, because I'm desensitized to it, you know.
Yeah.
Like I don't. Whereas in comedy, it like
You
means
get
more.
mad. You're fucking.
Well,
blowing
poker
your nose
happens
with
in the
ones.
moment. Comedy is something you should have and could have prepared for, and many people don't.
It's true. Yeah.
They just go up there. Oh, I'm totally baked. I didn't write anything.
It feels way more personal and worse having a bad day at comedy than a bad day
Yeah.
at poker.
Well,
for me.
True. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, because poker, so much of it's out of your
Poker's
control,
a
really.
transaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like I know I'm good at poker, I guess, because I've been playing for a while. Whereas in comedy, I know I'm like a new comic, and I know like I'm as bad at it as I'm ever going to be, like right now. So like, and I want to get better. So like, it hurts more when I don't do well because I feel like I'm constantly like proving myself, and I want to get better. Whereas in poker, I'm kind of already validated in a sense, so I'm not really trying to prove anything to anybody. But in comedy, I am.
Yeah.
So it hurts when I don't do well at comedy because I'm like, fuck, I want to.
Poker, you
keep
got the
scaling
flop,
up.
and comedy, you got flop sweat. That's all
Yeah,
related.
for real.
Boo.
But yeah, that 40.
Put your mic in
But yeah,
the
it's so
middle.
fucked up. I fucking lost 40 grand on the way to a mic. Like I was on the way to Koreatown mic. I get that text. I was like, I guess I'm canceling Joe's mic. And then I went to the casino and I got my dick handed to me.
Then you walk into the fucking mic and they're like, "Did you Venmo Adam?"
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I guess I lost $40,005 on the night. Actually,
40,005. Son of a bitch.
yeah. The next day at the mic, I was like, I lost 80 years of open mics. I was like, I lost a lot of motherfucking Sunday.
I lost 2 weeks of Ian Russo's fucking mic payments.
All right,
it's
so
wild.
just so we got like, what's how much you won? You walked away.
Biggest poker win was like 125.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
God damn.
Yeah, that was weird. And I drove back with the 125 on like a $500 Toyota Camry, driving from Wichita to Kansas City, like hoping my car made it.
Oh my
You're
God.
using it to plug holes in the ceiling and shit that were fucking.
It's
That's
so
silly.
I don't know why, but I just feel like dropping the mics and beating the shit out of you, and then taking your money.
That's the thing. In order to get the 120, I had to be willing to lose 40. You know, so like that's
yeah.
you know, like it all. It's like you gotta, you know,
okay.
Where'd that happen?
the 120. It's like this like private game in Wichita. There's like this millionaire guy named like Brandon Steven. He's like this huge whale. He like went really far in the main event. He got like 8th place like maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So that like got him really into poker. So he's all about like playing poker and he wants to play the pros and shit. Like I got to be good friends with him. I got to fly in his fucking jet. I flew to a tournament with him in a jet, which was like pretty sick.
That's pretty
Shit.
cool.
Yeah, that was fucking badass. But yeah, it was his home game. It was his home game in Wichita. It was like this. It was in like an apartment complex with all of his like super rich, wealthy friends. And he only let like I was one of the few pros that got to play in the game, which was like I mean that's so much of poker is like getting in really good opportunities and getting really good games. Like that's a lot of it. So,
Yeah.
Do they just pay you that in cash?
That day I did. Sometimes they'll pay you in like chips. Like they'll be like, all right, here I'll get like 5K chips or whatever. Like I got chips in my fucking coat and shit right now. I got chips and cash on me because I probably
So is Eric, but they're different.
Yeah, but so like it's usually a combination of chips or cash, or they might give you crypto, possibly like Bitcoin or something.
Pretzels.
So I'm like 125 in
Banana
cash.
chips.
Yeah, I was nervous. I was like, if I get pulled over, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Because like I'll get pulled over with 120 grand on me and a $500 car. Like that don't look right.
Yeah,
and it's Kansas where you get pulled over. Like so, I was driving super slow on the way home, like that trip. Like
Yeah, thanks for the effort, babe. I throw a Lay's potato chip. Thank you, Mr. Rocha.
Yeah.
It's very generous.
but
He's
yeah.
just like in Sharon Stone Casino, and he's taking the potato chips and putting them in his purse, and like the guy looks at Eric, puts his lipstick on. I see you've been stealing from me all night. You got a bag full of fucking chips.
I got crumbs all in my fucking
And
goatee.
he slaps them out of your hand. All the fat people run over to grab them. And it's what a move! I fell in love right there.
Yeah, most poker players chip up. So like if I'm at a casino and I go to the cage with like 17,000 in chips, like a poker player doesn't say give me $17,000 in cash. They'll be like give me 3 5Ks and 2 1Ks.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot easier to just carry around like 7 chips than fucking $70 $100 bills in your pocket
yeah,
or whatever.
sure.
So that's like pretty common. And then like I have like a safety deposit box at the casinos, so I'll just like put my shit in a box. But at that home game, I had to drive home with it.
Yeah, do you have a key to that box?
Yeah,
With you.
I do actually.
You wanna know
Commerce
what
is
it
an hour away.
Sean,
You know what to do.
Sean, lock the door.
can we get a little champagne? Something nice, real nice.
Yeah, it's a wild scene.
He's digging through his stuff.
Have you ever seen somebody cheating?
There's his key. Look at it. He pulled
Holy
it out.
fuck.
Oh, look at these
Look
chips.
at this.
Oh shit! There's the casino box keys and shit.
What is it? $1,000 chip. At least it's not super gaudy looking. Jesus Christ! It looks like a fucking.
It's Commerce, dude. Have you ever been to Commerce Casino?
I have not.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, it's just like when you play
Couple grand on the table here.
When you play poker, you gotta always have like shit on you because you never know when you're gonna get a call.
You might want to say that into
$1,500
the mic.
chips.
But,
Oh.
look like fucking. Oh my god, this is hilarious. I'm
Yeah.
like Ted DiBiase or some shit over in this.
Wow.
I'm sure that won't get him beat up at an open mic.
Sean could be your Virgil.
I trust y'all. I trust y'all. I'm gonna kick my ass in the way.
No.
That's something.
Yeah, that's where as a poker player, you're always like carrying. A lot of times you have shit on you. But whenever I go to the casino, I put this in my box.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
What the fuck? I forgot it down the mic.
That's all
I
right.
mean, my
I was
bad.
gonna hold it for you.
Yeah, but
I
yeah.
operate a boom
so
mic
that's
on my
one
sets.
annoying thing about being a poker player is a lot of times you like have to have a lot of like shit on you because.
That's not
Yeah,
bad, though.
you
dude.
can't fucking forget, like, oh, fuck, I left my coat on the table.
Oh, dude, I left 36 grand on the fucking lobby in the Aria once. I got to my room and they're like, Adam Johnson. I was like, yeah. I was like, are you missing something? And I was like, keys, phone. Oh, I was like, yes, I am missing something.
Dennis Hopper's be my money.
This fucking kid comes up to my room and he was like, he gives it to me. He's like, you should really be careful next time, man. And I was like, so you fucking looked at it, dude? Because like, how would you? How like he's
Really?
obviously
Yeah.
telling me like
Yeah.
I was like, you probably
Frankie,
should.
do him a fucking favor.
I was like, you probably shouldn't have like looked and seen what was in there, but
Did you
shit.
tip him after he looked?
I gave him some cash.
Okay, yeah. I feel like you have to.
No, I've done that twice. I'm like, I misplace shit all the time. But sometimes I wonder like how much money I've lost that I don't even know about because I'm pretty unorganized. Because when I'm always traveling, so like you're on the road a lot. You're always having to like carry cash, carry chips. So it's just like eventually, over the course of 17 years, at some point you're gonna leave something or drop a chip. Or fucking, it's just like sometimes I just wonder. I don't even want to.
What's the maddest you've seen a player like get for losing? Like,
Oh man, like
any
it's
outbursts. Like,
that's actually what I hate the most about poker is like you see like losing money brings the worst out of people. It's like terrible. Like it's like people I've seen like the way they
You see
treat
the
the
people that walk
dealers.
out of the Verzi shows.
mother shit.
But the way they treat the dealers, they'll like throw cards at the dealers. I seen like spit at a dealer. It's bad. And like
Fuck.
what sucks is sometimes it's these fish that are doing it. So like other pros won't stand up for the dealer because they're all fucking so greedy. They want the fucking guy to stay in the game and lose money. So they let this fucking poor dealer just get fucking treated like homemade dog shit. And it's just like, and then when you speak up as a pro, you're like, hey dude, you should like be fucking, that's fucked up, dude. And then other pros are like mean mugging me like I'm the fucking asshole. I'm like, man, y'all are whack, dude.
But also, isn't that like the casino's job to protect the dealer?
It is, but like there's only like there's so many tables and there's only a few floors. Like it's not like there's like a floor at like every table monitoring it and stuff. So like yeah, sometimes if a dealer gets
this guy is watching us
disrespected,
all.
he'll call for the floor and the floor will come over and maybe the guy will get 86. But a lot of times the guy that's doing that is such a whale that the casino doesn't even do anything because they don't want to lose his action. So it's kind of
You took your boots off, you put your feet on the table, you stinky shit-kicking horseman, manure smelling motherfucker, you.
better pray Adam lets you back in.
But yeah, that's the one kind of
Then
underbelly.
he called me a shitty comic.
But yeah, that's the
Told him
underbelly of poker.
airline jokes, you stupid, greedy motherfucker. So they've spit at the dealer and shit like that.
Commerce is known to have like the worst. Like it's like terrible. Like they let the players get away with everything. Other casinos maybe like stand up for their staff more, but like the Commerce, it just seems like it's like.
Have you guys ever been down there? Commerce?
I went once and I lost like $100 and I was like, "Fuck this place!" And then I spit on the dealer and
It's like
I
in the
kicked
middle
some
of
rich guy's poodle.
It's like in the middle of an industrial park.
It is.
I
It's
mean,
very
it is-
weird. It's like 10, 15 minutes from downtown, but
Yeah.
it's in a very weird. Yeah.
We used to work on a house down there, and we would always pass it. And I'm like,
no.
they
Your
must get the
Italian genes
shadiest-
kicked in.
They must get the shadiest people coming in there with their last like $200 of their paycheck, and they're just like, all right, fuck it, we're going for broke.
Yeah, you see
Either-
some grim stuff. It's kind of sucks. Like the games kind of suck right now. It's funny because all these rich guys that like, normally their life they would go to work, they do this or that. Now the casinos were closed for like a year and a half. So like now a lot of these whales, their wives are realizing like, oh, he was losing a lot of money at poker because now they're seeing like he's got. So it's just like it's so funny. Because there's this guy I know that was like a doctor, and like he was like taking money, I think, out of his like practice, like loaning, like getting a marker from the casino against his practice. So it's like it's all about like all these guys
shit.
are hiding money from their wives.
Yeah.
Like they don't want their wives. It's like they make their own money, but it's like they fucking can't let their wife find out how much they're losing. And like this downtime, like a lot of wives are finding like, oh,
Yeah.
he's bringing in more money than I thought. Like why? Like and they're kind of connecting the dots now.
So it's been
funny.
like a down year for you.
Yeah, I
In
mean,
correlation.
poker wise, yeah, I've been able to play that much. Like the bigger games aren't going right now, partly for what I said, and partly because like when the casinos are closed, now all these people are playing like home games and playing these games on apps and stuff. So it's kind of hurt like the working pros, so to speak, because all these like whales are playing in these like Hollywood games where these slimy club promoter fucks like have charged huge rake, and like a lot of times there's cheating involved. But like these rich guys don't care because they can like do coke off a chick's tit and fucking play poker, whereas you can't do that shit in a casino. So like a lot of times these whales like end up in those games. But as a pro, I don't really fuck with those games because the
Sounds
rake's
like a trap.
yeah, the rake's super high, and like you when you get the call as a pro, it's because the game sucks. When the game good, they don't want you there because you're a pro. And like if a fish welches, as a pro, you're gonna be like the last person to get paid, or you might get shorted.
Oh my god!
And it's just like it's risky. Like I've had a couple friends get like robbed at gunpoint and pistol whipped. And
I was gonna
it's
say,
just,
that was my
it's not
first
as
thought.
safe and. There's just so many like obstacles to jump through. Like the one exception is fine. Like my biggest win was a home game, but I knew the guy. He was like a millionaire, so I'm like, he ain't trying to cheat. And ironically enough, somebody got in the game and ended up being cheating the game. This fucking old guy named Gary, I couldn't beat this motherfucker at a hand. Every time he kept standing up and he had these weird glasses. And I'm like, I can't beat this fucking guy named Gary. He's a squirrely looking, Pete Rose looking motherfucker. And I was like, he always is doing the right thing against me. I couldn't figure it out. And come to find out, a couple people ended up getting in the game and were cheating.
Fuck.
Like the guy that ran there was like the
So
really
here's
rich.
this guy. He's got this receiver on.
So the really rich guy, like it was his game, but he wasn't doing all like the blocking and tackling of the game. So he had this guy named Smoke run the game. So like he was the guy that handled all the chips, kept track of like who was in for what. So he was like the guy that like ran the game, and I guess he ended up being a little unethical, and I guess he was teaming up with a couple players. And I guess some of the cards they were
brothers
using.
and a stranger.
I guess the cards they were using, like if you had certain kind of glasses, you could like read people's cards.
No shit.
Yeah, there's like cheating technology and shit now. It's bad.
Well, if he wasn't so fucking greedy, he'd been harder to spot.
But it's so funny because the guy's terrible, and I was like, I can't fucking beat this guy. I was like, what the fuck? It was so frustrating.
But in the end, they're all greedy.
Yeah. So yeah, that game ended up expiring and all that.
Have you ever seen anybody get beat the shit out of them for like in rounders, like for cheating?
I know a couple guys that like are serial cheaters, and I've definitely heard of stories of them getting beat up a few times. But like, there's one guy that actually cheats more than anybody I've ever seen. But like somehow you just like walking between raindrops, like nothing happens to him.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it's
But
wild.
when you see him, do you alert everybody? It's like when a bad comic walks in, he's gonna fuck up this mic.
What's funny, this guy,
It is like that.
this one guy in poker is like a known slime ball. Like he's so self-aware. Like he and my friend were down in Florida playing poker, and they were being stupid. They were like flashing money at the crap table, trying to get chicks, trying to be the cock of the walk. And they fucking went back to their room, and they got a knock on the door. It was these chicks that they were like hanging out the crap table with. They let these chicks in. Then a couple other guys came in behind them, and they got robbed at gunpoint in their hotel room. And what's so funny is this slime ball that was with them. He told my friend Brian, he goes, "You know what's fucked up, Brian? People are gonna think I was in on it." It's like, how dark is that? Like, you get robbed. And
It's like Ray Liotta and Killing Him Softly.
Yeah, I told my friends, like, what are you doing sharing a room with this guy, dude? Like, you can't.
Exactly.
be
Like,
This
doing-
guy sounds fucking kind of awesome. I gotta say, it would make a good movie.
I
this dude.
respect his self-awareness. It's so fucked up. He's like, people are going to think I was in on it. It's like,
Yeah.
that's unbelievable.
That's what he tells
Just like
next
a
time,
lovable
bring a pistol. That way you got a chance.
Yeah,
But,
it's like
yeah,
a lovable
dude.
slime ball.
Yeah, there's like, he's like mental. Like, I think he was like, because he would literally steal from people and then like show up at their house the next day and act like nothing's happened. Like, he was like,
He's like Adam Sandler and Uncut Gems kind of dude.
Yeah,
Like
actually,
nonstop fucking
dude,
drama.
when I saw that movie, I could relate. They did such a good job of that movie because the way that guy acted and all of his traits
He's
is
so
just
hateable.
how degenerate gamblers are. It's
Yeah.
like, it's super accurate.
I actually thought he did a pretty good job in the movie.
Yeah,
I liked
did
Uncut
too.
Gems. I
Well,
thought
you really went on a limb there. That was a risky statement there, Mitch. Holy shit. That's why people tune into this podcast. You never know what's going to come out.
it's one of the only
Mitchell.
movies I've
They're
seen.
going to be talking. That
that I
might be
can
the
actually
trades, actually.
reference
I'm going to check Variety
between all
tomorrow.
the fucking things you guys quote. Yeah.
But yeah, they did a good job on that.
Oh, that's interesting, man.
Yeah, it's a wild
thanks,
scene.
dude.
Did you ever get accused of cheating by mistake? Like,
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
I got kicked out of an airplane hangar game right after I graduated college.
that sounds awesome.
It was a fucking good game. It was actually a tournament. So there's like 4 or 5 tables, and I can't remember. It was like a friend of a friend is how I got in the game, and they're playing this tournament. And like, I don't know if you are familiar with tournaments, but like as the tournament goes on, the blinds get higher, and you're getting closer to like being in the
What's
money.
a blind?
It's like forced money you're forced to put in the pot.
Oh, okay.
He left because he thought
I know.
Basically.
You're so cute.
He's
You
like,
patted me on the head.
Is he fucking with me or is he?
I really don't know. I
So
know
like in a
nothing.
tournament, like 10% of people get paid, 90% of people lose their buy-in. That's like the structure of a tournament.
Okay.
So this tournament's down to like the last 15% of people. So it's getting down to like nut crunch time of whether you're either going to like get knocked out and lose your money or you're going to make money. So it's like kind of a tense time. And my friend's in a hand and he's taken for fucking ever. He's across the table. And me and my friend don't know other people there that well. And my friend's thinking forever. And I just kind of like threw my hands up. I was like, fuck, man. I was like, God damn. I was like, you're taking up so much time. It was just annoying because like the blinds raised. Like you want to be quick. And I just threw up my hand. And I was like, fuck, dude. And then like 5 seconds later, my friend called and this guy was bluffing. So he ended up losing. So then he's like, you guys are cheating. And he like accused me of like me doing this was like giving my friend a signal.
Giving the granddaddy billboard of all signals. Jeez.
So, which is so funny because it's like I'm across the table from you. So how the fuck thanks for the compliment that like I just can soul read you and know what you have, know you're bluffing. Like it was such a convoluted delusion from the guy. But I think I don't know. It was, but
Sounds
yeah,
like such a fish, dude. He
yeah.
sounds like such a
They
fish.
they told my friend if I come back the next week, they like put me in like a ditch or something. And like I almost want to
Jesus.
show up the next week and be like, that's bullshit. Like you guys are fucking soft. Like I don't know. I wanted to go there and like defend myself, but I decided I probably
you also don't
shouldn't.
want to deal with stupid people.
Yeah, and I'd
Like,
be
it
way
sounds like-
outnumbered. It's in an airplane hangar. Like things could have got. I just said fuck. I didn't show up again, but I was so pissed.
Well, it better happen there than it's.
True, but yeah. So that was like actually the one time I
Why,
did get.
why an
accused.
airplane hangar? Any reason?
I think it was just like a big open space where they could have like 10 tables and shit. And I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe the guy wanted to flex his jet or something. I don't know.
You should learn a skill like you can, like Ricky Jay. You can fucking just throw a card, be like, "Hey, you think I cheat?" And it goes right in their head. You ever see those guys that can throw a card to a watermelon? That'd be badass. That'd be a cool character too.
So it'd be one thing if I was sitting next to the guy where like maybe I could have peeked at his cards, but it'd be like the guy is where Eric's sitting across the table. So I'm like, how could I see his card?
I'd
Like, it was
be
so
even
silly.
more suspicious of that guy if he knew card tricks like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was nonsense. But yeah, I got booted out of that one.
that sucks.
I love out of that fucking story. The one thing that Luke pulls out of there is like, yeah, wouldn't it be cool if you could throw cards? You fucking
Those guys
child.
are rad. You ever see those dudes that can throw a
Yeah,
card in
yeah.
the wood and shit? Like Penn from
You
Penn and Teller.
stupid fucking cunt.
You can throw a card like 50 miles an hour.
You fucking
I can do
child.
chip tricks, but I can't do card tricks.
Yeah.
Dude, I was gonna say we should go to a Chargers Chiefs game this year.
Dude,
I want to go to the new stadium.
I'm going. I already got tickets.
oh, you do?
Yeah, yeah.
Jesus
damn it.
Christ.
Yeah, fuck yeah. But
Yes,
anytime any of you guys want to go to any kind of sporting game, I'm in.
I want to go to. I want to go
Let's
to
go to a
SoFi.
tonsil hockey tournament.
I'm in.
We'll play.
I'm in. Count me in.
All right. I'm pretty good.
I bet. I bet.
Yeah, look at it. You gotta
Pick a
fucking-
tie list.
You have good seats?
I think they're like medium-ish. Like I didn't feel like getting crazy.
We'll have to talk afterwards. 'Cause I was going to look up tickets because I want to go either. Sean's a Broncos fan.
See how
so
sad
he's
he got when he said let's talk afterwards. He's like, fuck, I couldn't wait to get out of here. I'm stuck talking to this shithead.
I had to wait so long to get in here, and now I gotta fuck.
I want to hear from him.
I was surprised how cheap the tickets were, but I think it's just because there's so much shit to do in LA. Like why LA
That's what I
sports
said about the
fans.
Versi's last show.
Like Kansas City, you couldn't get a ticket, dude. It'd be like so expensive. Try to get a Chiefs ticket in Kansas City.
Well, it's
Make a lot
also the
of-
Chargers in
sorry.
LA.
You make a lot of money
nobody
going
likes
to
the
a
Chargers.
Verzi
in
show.
LA. I do. I'm a big Chargers fan.
But I wonder. I assume the Rams tickets were priced similarly, but maybe not.
No, dude, the Rams are way more expensive. Well, yeah, because they got Stafford this year. They'll probably be a lot better.
So it's like a Lakers Clippers dynamic as far as like the.
Probably.
can
Oh,
see
for
that.
sure.
Both teams are fucking sick though, man. Chargers are gonna be good.
So where did you get into comedy?
Just got into it like 5-6 years ago. I always loved it, but I don't know. I always assumed it's like I would never be good enough to do it. I don't know. I always think I suck at everything I do, so I got like terrible imposter syndrome. Even with poker, like I'm announcing on this poker TV streaming thing next week, and I'm like all nervous about it. I'm like, why am I like I've been
Yeah, I
playing
was
full
saying,
time
you'll
for
be-
17 years. I play huge games, and I'm worried about some slapdick like 5-10. I don't know, but it's stupid. But yeah, I'm doing
Not only
some
that,
announcing
but, yeah,
thing next
with
week.
Comedy, you're kind of equipped to at least talk over. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. I don't know. I just have a hard time thinking. I always go into everything like thinking it's way harder and thinking I would suck, and it's
It's
just kinda how
scary.
I
If you've
think.
never really done it, too. It's kind of freaky to do it.
But yeah, I don't know. Eventually, I was like, I'm going for this. Like, I want to do it too much. And,
Where was the first time you ever did it?
Well, that's actually funny. I had a bet with my.
sex.
I'm in like a gambling chat group, and I told all my friends, there's like 5 of them in there, and I was like, if I don't do this by Thanksgiving, I owe each of you guys $500.
Fuck.
So I was like, if
wish
I
I
don't
would've
do this,
been
I'm out 3 dimes. So
I would bomb for $3,000.
So I was like, you know what? So like, I booked a flight to New York. I went to New York. I did my first.
You bummed for 20 followers.
Yeah, I did some Laughing Buddha mic at like
I know
77th
that place.
7th Street.
Yeah, I know Laughing Buddha, yeah.
Climate or Climate Lounge or Carmel. I forgot. It's New York
Yeah,
City. But
probably,
yeah,
yeah.
I
That's
did
still
my
there.
first
That
mic
one's still
there.
going.
Yeah. I did like 20 mics in a week, and then I came back and my
Jesus Christ.
my first mic. That's every time I go to New York, I just do mics all day, and then I see
Fuck
like
yeah.
2 cellar shows. That's like all I do every time I go to New York. But
And then you come back here and you're like, fuck,
Yeah.
New York's so much better. God damn
yeah,
it.
and then my first LA mic was at the Lexington, which is like the most grim,
Oh, yeah.
dark place in downtown.
Smells like piss. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know,
Catch a
it's-
bullet.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
worst part is that stage was so fucking creaky. If you were bombing, it was all you heard was the wood creaking, just fucking reverberating off the walls. And just a bunch of pissed off, just like fucking.
Yeah, it's super.
Oh,
it's
that's
super grim.
rough.
Half the comics from the very back smoking, like out where like the fence and shit is. But
Yeah.
like, I'm actually glad I started there because it's like it was
It
very
had a weird charm to it. There was
Yeah.
something about I kind of weirdly liked that place, but it was it was literally like the word dank. It was dank.
Yeah.
It stunk, and there's like ooze coming down the wall.
I mean, it's right. It was right by Skid Row. I mean, it's
Yeah.
there'd be like some guy on acid with like a pit bull that attacked the stage. It was just like a lot of weird moving parts.
The floor was like all uneven. There's like a fucking cave. It was awesome.
But yeah,
That was a New York City. That felt like a New York City fucking place. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
like a New York City like Bowery fucking bar. Yeah.
yeah, it's it was interesting. I'm kind of glad I cut my teeth there, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then I did a ton of Marty's mics. Which
Oh
was
yeah, Marty's.
super. Yeah, until Joe destroyed the business model.
Fuck yeah. yeah.
Telling you, I made a joke about that. Whenever Joe got fourth wall goal, Marty fucking.
It was.
All of a sudden,
It
Marty's
was the
went out.
precursor. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
Probably
funny.
a good thing.
Shout out to Marty's. I like Marty's. I mean, I'd go
I
there.
liked Marty. He was great.
Oh, he'd sit right up front. He'd always watch everybody's shit.
He
He'd give
played
you
his little
notes.
thing and play the fucking piano with his headphones.
I was sad it went away because I like going there. Like, you could do a lot of time. You do like 15 minutes. A lot of
Yeah.
times it'd be to 5 people. But
What do you like better, the cellar or the store?
I mean, I would say
To
probably.
watch a show.
I would say the cellar.
Yeah.
Just I don't know. I just like I don't know. As like a comedy nerd, I kind of like the store because you can see like fucking 20 comics in a row. But if I was like gonna recommend like a layman to go, I would say the cellar because they have less comics. Every comic's like super sick and really good. It's a really tight, really well run show. Whereas like the comedy store is kind of just like a 3-hour marathon.
Yeah.
Plus, you can see the guys hang
But they're
out in
both
the
great.
back.
But like, it's kind of cool that they're different styles actually.
Yeah. It's cool you can see the guys hang on the back and actually like talk to them too because there's more space at the store.
Yeah,
That's
true.
kind of rad.
That
If
is
you're a
what's
nerd.
that is actually a really cool thing. I mean, you
Yeah.
get that a little bit at the cellar if you go over to the olive tree, but it's a lot harder because they're all at that like famous back table. But sometimes a lot of them are out on the curb, like Jeff Ross and Attell will be out there smoking
on
a
those
cigarette,
steps.
exactly, and they'll talk to people. So it's similar, but it's nowhere near as accessible as the store.
Yeah.
like for sure.
I think overall experience, I think this store might be better, but show wise,
You been there?
I
You
think
been
you
in the
nailed
cellar?
it. That's the best. That's the best way to say. I think you nailed it there.
yeah.
It feels like a fucking like a club.
Yeah.
Like a club.
Yeah, just going down the stairs, the tight halls.
Somebody
just,
hit
I
you
love
with a club.
Yeah.
Do you talk to Gnome at all?
A little bit, actually. Yeah, it's actually. Yeah, I got to talk to Noam a little bit, and one of the bookers, I just blanked on
Esty?
not Esty, but I can't. Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed that I forgot her name because like she's
not listening.
She would give me, yeah, I know. She'd give me free tickets. So anytime I'd go, she like let me in for free, and then like she co-produced the podcast with like Sam Royal and Mark Norman that I would listen to. And I
the
would,
drinking one?
yeah. It was not. I'm getting it mixed up. It was Sam Morrell and like Phil Hanley, and they don't do the podcast anymore. But I had to email, and I actually told him, I was like, I'm going to be in the World Series of Poker. I'm deep in the main event. I'm going to be on TV. Y'all have been so nice to me. Like, if you give me a Comedy Cellar shirt, I'll wear it, and I might get on TV.
Good fucking move.
Yeah, so this is whenever the Cellar just opened in Vegas. So they were like, go meet up with Mark Cohen, who's like the resident guy there at the Cellar
He used to
in
be in a
Vegas.
Jewish fraternity back in the day.
Yeah.
He played poker. Wait a second.
So this is like one of my biggest what ifs that I fucked up. But I go there to get the shirt, and I talked to him about comedy and stuff. And then out of nowhere, he's like, do you want a spot? And I was like, wait, what? I was like, because I mean, this is like, I mean, Comedy Cellar is like motherfucking Wrigley. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I was torn, and then like, but I don't know, I didn't know what to do because I was like, I think he's, again, the whole imposter syndrome. I think I
Did they ask you
suck.
if you
I'm
were
gonna
a god?
unplug your mic.
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah, it's the fucking stupidest thing I've ever done in my life. I to this day, I'm
Oh,
sure.
you turned it down?
Yeah, because I was like, I think he thinks I'm like a touring comic, and I'm just some slapdick like a 3-year in like guy who does 98%
care?
open mics.
They don't care. They see it. Plenty of those people.
I know.
No,
It was-
they-
The
That's
next
true,
time,
though.
if somebody
It was
asks you
stupid.
if you're a comic, you say yes.
No, I told him I was a comic, but then he got the spot. I was like, well, actually, I think maybe I don't want you to like, I don't know.
That is a tougher call than you think. Because
No, it's
true.
not.
No, if you go up and do really bad, then they're gonna remember him as
Yeah.
that fucking guy that
Okay.
ate shit.
And then Liz
Okay.
Furiotti, and then Liz is gonna be like, you went there to get a shirt, and you got on stage. Like, I didn't want to get Mark in trouble.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get other
And
people in
she's Italian,
trouble.
you know how they
He
get.
runs a club. You offer
I
him a
I
spot.
gave
Why
you
would
a
you
shirt,
not?
know.
and you went on stage and you bombed, you asshole.
That's just, I mean, sure, imposter syndrome, but it's also like those are the rare opportunities
I
you
know,
get where you
it's
can
stupid.
actually make something of it.
It's so
Yes
stupid.
and no. I don't know.
That's a tougher call that I think Mitch is giving you credit
If you
for.
didn't,
That's
if you felt like you couldn't do the time, I think that's a smart decision.
Do you know how long he would have given you?
That's a smart
I didn't
move.
even get there.
Adam
I
is
just told him, I was
always
like,
smart.
actually, I think you think I'm like further along than I am. I was like, I'm actually like only in this. I'm like 3 years in at this point. Like,
That
it's
might be.
stupid.
Sometimes you got to do that.
I know that's bad.
I mean, for us, like we got a bit. We're like we should never do potluck.
And they were right.
We were 6 months in. We did potluck, #1 spot. Did well, and then got on Kill Tony. Like got a resident spot on Kill Tony.
And I think,
So like,
yeah, I know.
you know, it's shit like that where it's like, oh fuck, it might actually work out. Like
Yeah.
you got to at least you
I'm a
got to risk
motherfucking
it.
gambler. I need to gamble on comedy more. It's so
But if you-
fucking.
But
if
is
you
it
bu-
really
if you-
gambling?
If you bomb, then
I'm hit or miss. Like I might do good, I might do bad. Like that's
yeah,
where I'm
I was
at.
the guy.
That's-
Like he never had any fun with it though.
that's comedy.
Adam was the kind of guy that would figure out the wood that they had on the college floors.
Yeah. Different kind of bouncer guy, different kind of woods they had on the college basketball.
But
court.
yeah, I don't know. It was silly. And
We're
then I
gonna
think,
shit day and
But,
night.
but here's the thing: you regret it now.
of course, and like
But that's what I'm saying. At least if you did it and you bombed, it's like, well, I fucking did it.
I know it's stupid. And like comedy wise, like sometimes I'm only like if I think I had my recent sets weren't good, and I was there for poker, so I'd been playing poker more than doing
I don't think
comedy.
you should beat yourself up.
So I was rusty.
understand where you're coming
Ultimately, it doesn't matter.
I
Like
agree with Luke.
from. I don't
but-
think you're completely wrong, but I don't.
I
The
think-
only reason, maybe we're biased because every single opportunity we've had like that, we've actually either we've bombed horribly. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Or it's actually worked out and we've gotten something from.
well,
it.
that's the great thing. If I bombed, it would probably would have been the best thing for me. It would have been a great opportunity to grow.
Yeah.
So like,
or they just
it's
forget,
so
like they
stupid.
forget the bombs. They don't give a
Take
fuck.
off that shirt.
But yeah, that was
Or that guy just goes,
That
oh
was
yeah,
a
he plays
mistake.
poker and he's doing comedy. Who gives a fuck?
like I'm too honest. I think I don't know. I didn't want to.
How
Yeah.
great would it be if they gave you the shirt they gave you was fucking 2XL, and you get on the World Series of Poker and fuck, you look like an asshole.
Yeah.
It's like it's hanging off your shoulder like Madonna in the fucking 80s.
I should not have told that story. I fucked up.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
That's the second spot I turned down that I regret. I regretted I turned down a spot the Comedy Underground in Seattle. Fucking Mike Mazzotti, who's in LA now. Great guy. But he was up there. He was like the booker of that show. And I did a comedy trip with my friend Nathan Mosher. And we did like a Seattle and Portland run. And he got me on a show in Seattle. And I had the first time I ever bombed. It was like palpable. Like my mouth dried up. I felt like all the saliva left. I couldn't
That
like.
happens, man. That's the worst.
I'd never had that
dude.
happen before, so I was like shook. I was like, "Oh my god, that was terrible." And the very next time, I just went there to like hang out with my friend Nathan to
That's how I feel
support
during a
him.
good set.
So I was like hang out in the green room, just supporting my buddy. And then the booker's like, hey, do you want to get up? And I was like, and my friend Nathan's like, your best set's always after your worst set. He said all the right things. He was trying to encourage me. And I was like, nah, dog, I don't want to eat a dick in front of a booker. Like, I don't know, because I don't know. It's just stupid mistakes you make early on as a comic, like 2 or 3 years in, where I just like overthink shit.
Yeah, that's literally overthinking.
Yep, that's me.
I don't know,
Not doing it
man.
anymore.
Those bombs,
It was bad.
I still think of the fucking
But you-
Comedy Store bomb that I had, where I'm like,
It wasn't that bad. I was there. It was not that bad.
At least you can't. At least you can't find that on YouTube and have a fucking whole audience chastise you for
I've
it.
seen both of yours on YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah, mine was bad.
No, but I remember texting Luke, and I was like, oh, that did not go well. And then Luke just wrote, E. In all capital, just E. Like the letter E.
It wasn't, but you got some laugh. It wasn't that bad.
but it
wasn't
made you better too.
Yeah.
No, it didn't. I gained weight after that. I lost my hair.
He ate the mic. He was off stage. That was a fucking ice cream cone.
You know, the one great thing about that was how cool Joe List was.
That's right.
That
You were a fan
that
after that day.
forever made me a fan of how, like, he's like, yeah, that room was really fucked up tonight.
So I'm unfamiliar with the story, so tell it if you don't mind.
Oh boy,
Unless it's too hard.
it's one of my favorites.
God.
Rocha doesn't bomb often, but when he does,
It
was
wasn't. It was not that
I love
bad.
that Joe List was like a nice. I love it when comics are like cool. That makes me feel good.
Long story
Nice
short,
guy.
Joey, and goddamn Joey Diaz, he would never let you know when you were doing a spot. But what he would do
I
is
see.
he would always he would tell you, like, okay, he'd call you like at 1 o'clock. It was usually when he would call, and he'd be like, so I called somebody at the store, be there at whatever time. And I'm like, fuck, okay, thanks, buddy. Like, and you never turned down a spot. Like, and that was the one thing that I remember Lee Syatt taught me too, was so much for done. So he was like, whatever you do, never turn down a spot if Joey offers it to you. And I was like, okay, yeah, like, and that's a no brainer,
Sure.
but like, of course.
I was gonna do a Lee impression.
So again, though, that was Joey's style. He never told you how much time you were doing. He never fucking told you.
Kept you on your feet.
Yeah, all that shit.
Smart.
Made you a solid comic, though.
That's a great. I like that. That's a good approach.
It is now, but like I'm telling you, it was fucking hard. Like I bitched to these guys about it, and they'd be like, "Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
well,"
Must be
like,
nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, he gets me a spot, friends and family. I go up to where I need to go, and we just did Lake Havasu, and I mean we did really well there.
I would say
it was
Eric
a
and
good
Luke
show.
did really well. The Verzi triplets
Joey Rich did
resorted
well,
to
too.
yeah, and Joey. The Verzi triplets resorted to carnival tricks to redeem a.
The problem was it was.
I think we ended up by saying "save the
story,
troops,"
but
which is
So-
never a good sign.
The penguin bit kill.
Penguin always works, but
It's
they
killer.
wanted to kill them.
It's a classic.
So yeah, I mean it was coming off like, wow, I did really great. Like,
but it's a bunch
Havasu,
of
and
desert old people too. Very different audience in the store.
Sure.
and I was like, fuck yeah, like I remember just there's a kind of energy you got to come into at that mic, and I'm like, fuck yeah, okay, I'm bigger than this now. I can fucking I know what I'm doing.
So to the door frame, butt of the sides when he walked in.
So I go up and I eat such a dick on stage. The first joke doesn't land. It just progressively got worse and worse. Nobody's laughing, and I remember seeing Adam Egget put his head down and just kind of shake his head. And
Well, like Adam
I mean,
Regret.
It was so. And I remember it was so quiet. You could hear them rolling the silverware in the fucking kitchen, and it was just like, that's what that.
You
sounds
had him
like.
for a little bit though. You got some laughs. It wasn't.
It didn't.
It wasn't great, but it really wasn't. Dude, it's some of the people that bombed before you. I mean, there's people that got nothing for fucking 5 minutes straight. Like it was like, oh my god, like yours wasn't that bad.
I was wondering about the anatomy of bomb. Like, what do you think you could have? Like, would you turn the Rubik's Cube differently? Like, what? Or was that just you're just destined to bomb that night?
Now I would have.
Like, what do you think you would do differently?
I know the set he did, and it was too cutesy for Rocha.
Okay.
Well,
If you're gonna do the store, you have to literally just guns blazing, leave it all out there. Either you're gonna do well or you're not.
Yeah.
Rocha,
You
the
were-
bit he
you were
did
stiff, too.
worked
He was
in, the
nervous.
bit he
I
did
could hear it.
worked in Havasu because it was like there was an older crowd and they'll go along with it. But if you're in the belly room, you need to just like hit them right in the fucking face.
There's something for doing rooms too, because the one thing that I can honestly say is after that bomb, like and this is the one thing, the one part of the story that I love to tell is Joey calls me up, and I would always call Joey because he would always say do the set and then call me, tell me how you did. So I would always call him, but the one fucking time, and I don't know who the fuck told him, but
Maybe Adam.
it was done, and he calls me up. He calls me up and he's like, "Dog," and I thought I was gonna cry. I was like, and he's like, "What happened?" And I go, I fucked up, man. I don't know. I know what I did. I know what I didn't do. I'm fucking cocky. I know exactly where I fucked up. And yeah, I deserve the fucking bomb that I deserved. Every minute of it, I fucking deserve. And then I hear, as I'm like kind of ranting, I hear this. And I was like, "Are you fucking laughing?"
To the floorboards.
And he was fucking. He's like, "Ah!" He goes, "It's about time, cocksucker." And he goes, "What? You think you're special? You're the only one to bomb in the fucking OR?" And he goes, "Dog, we all thought Mitzi had that place bugged." And he goes, because she would come to you and say, "Oh my God, you told that joke. I told you not to do that. No." And I was like, and he goes, "Yeah, who gives a fuck?" He goes, "Oh, that's funny." He goes, that's how it is, dog. He goes,
Yeah.
you need a few more of those, and you'll finally feel that room. And I was like, fuck.
This is the
And
life
so,
we've
yeah,
chosen.
The next week, he fucking calls me up and he's like, "Hey," he goes, "Wash your nuts. You got a set coming up." And he goes, "Come on, get back on the horse." And then that set I did great. That was probably the best I ever did at the
so
OR.
funny.
But there is something to be said for, okay, I bombed. I know what that feels like. I know the best possible scenarios, and it's good to know what it feels like to completely fail.
Oh, yeah.
Where like Adam's got his attention on you, and you just don't fucking perform. You just don't make it, and it's just like
That's a tough fucking room.
to know that, like I said, then to go in there again, and it was just like, oh yeah, I can fucking.
It's got to be liberating your car. I've already
Yeah,
ate
exactly.
shit. Like,
It's
fuck,
just
what else you gonna do?
This is fine then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's the guns blazing part where you're like,
It's-
oh, what do I have to do? Except die.
But I think it was a different thing though now, because like even comics, when I would see them perform in front of Joey for the first time, they were very tense. They were skittish.
Sure.
And now, like, I've performed in front of him enough that it's Joey. Like, I'm gonna try to make him laugh, but I know if I eat a dick, he'll giggle.
Yeah.
If a joke doesn't land. But I'm not afraid to bomb in front of him either. But it's only because I know what that feeling
Sure.
is like, and he doesn't give a shit either. So I think it is. It's going in a room enough, performing enough, doing it enough. That's why they tell you just get up and get up and get up. The more situations you can do, it's kind of like, all right, yeah, that's why you get after comics that don't go up enough, that don't fucking write enough. It's just like,
Or just do the
Yeah.
cozy shows and
exactly,
don't. Yeah.
like you're not stretching
Be
yourself.
in Utah in
Mitch just
August
dove out the
13th
window
to
over there.
14th.
You heard those garbage cans crash? That was
But you know what I mean, and it's not
Oh, there goes
not
two
a
more.
fucking secret though. Like it's not the best kept secret. It's just like, oh yeah, if you do it a lot and you work at it a lot, then yeah, you'll get better at it. Like you might not ever be, to a point where you're making money off of it, but yeah, you will inevitably get better. And so much is to be said for showing up.
Sure.
Just fucking being in the room. Like who the fuck was I telling? I was telling somebody about Luke.
oh
Every time something good has happened, it's been something that he's had me do. Like the night that Joey told me, he's like, I really think you're funny. I did not want to go to I did not want to
I
go to
dragged him
comedy.
kicking and screaming.
He legitimately, he's like, come on, let's just fucking go. He's like, come on, you'll do great. They'll love you. And I was like, I don't give a shit.
It was like a Sunday night.
Oh, dude, I was so.
See, I didn't have one of those friends when I was being
and
emo.
every
I wish
fucking time though,
We were at a party.
Oh, man.
We were at a fucking party down the street. I'm like, let's go over there. It could not have been any worse till circumstances to go and do stand up. It was just like,
And then and he was bored
I
because
have
he
to
didn't
make
like
people laugh.
sports. And I was just like, you just don't like sports. Because he kept this is how he used
Super
to.
Bowl.
He's like, he goes, come on, let's go get better at your craft. And he never talks that way. And I go, you just don't want to be around sports, you asshole. And he's like, no.
it was a fun party though.
It was a good
Some
party.
milfs
but-
there.
Yeah, and then that shit happened. But I mean, that was that. I like I said, I think it.
That was
comes
the night
with
a star was
experience.
born, Adam.
I fucking hate you.
Shall we?
that was like where I realized, like, okay, like even now, when like we just did Brea, and I had a good set in Brea, but I remember bombing
very
in Irvine.
modest.
No, I remember bombing in Irvine, and that was when they were full, and it was just like,
Irvine's fucking huge.
Fuck,
Yeah, it is
I don't.
massive.
But like I said, that wasn't the first time I've been at an improv, and I know that layout and I know that structure, and it's just like, okay, I learned so much just from even like when we filmed our sets and we're on camera. And I remember one of the guys was like, hey, do you have any jokes where you move around? Because everybody's just fucking standing in
That's right.
one goddamn spot.
Yeah.
Move around a little bit.
That's Garrett.
And I did. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So you learn stupid shit like that, though. Like I said, as the more you do it, it's just like, oh, yeah, in Irvine, was I stoic and, just in one spot? Or
Dynamic.
was I using the fucking stage? Because it's just like...
You did, Brian. That was a nice break because like everyone else just. A lot of people, I think they were a little in over their head on that show, so they were nervous, but like you could feel the change when you got up and you're like, this guy's a fucking pro.
Well,
And you were all over the stage. It was wonderful.
and honestly, too, you know what?
The spotlight guy was like,
What
whoa!
was-
You had to wake up.
One of the things, too, that I will say is like, I fucking... Josh Potter's green room is a kick in the ass. It is sports. Like, we're watching baseball, and Josh is right there. Like, he doesn't even sit down. He's, like, right to the TV.
Well, he
And
can't see.
there's-
Really? Yeah.
But then, like, we're drinking beers, and it was so much fun. Like, I have not had that much fun. Like,
He's another
it's
great
just-
guy.
It's one of those things, too, where it's just, like, the more you do it, too, the more you realize, like, how much fun it is. Like, one of the best things about that Lake Havasu gig was after the show, we all had breakfast at Denny's, and I don't think I've laughed that hard. That I mean, we all did good sets, but then Luke headlined the Denny's the next day, and that's
I was
how we
so wound up
remembered
for some
it.
reason.
And it was. I mean,
That
we
waitress
wrote,
I also
fucking hated
pissed
us.
in the motel room.
There you go.
I pissed the bed in the motel.
we
Mitch
wrote
got
down
drunk.
so many fucking things.
How long
but
ago was this?
It was
Summer of
2 years ago
August
now.
2019.
Yeah. It's been 2 years
But who's
That's-
counting? Before the world ended.
for the world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
great
that
summer.
that was the fucking thing. That was, I mean, and Luke was just, he was
Thank you,
crushing.
Eric.
It was. Remember,
No, he was.
we were.
The booker at Denny's was like, you are coming back here for lunch. I want you at the fucking head table.
And I was like,
In the banquet room?
Can I feature for you? They brought out the good spoons and
Yeah.
forks.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was a kick in the ass, man. But
That's what I love about poker and comedy. Like everybody loses their ass, everybody bombs. It's just like the highs and the lows. I just love that about the whole process of each thing.
It's
just
enjoying the misery.
like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just
I know there is some like when you're in the shit too,
I just-
where it's just like, oh fuck.
the turbulence of it all. When you do shitty, it's just like when you do good. It's just I don't know. I love things that are super hard. I don't know. It's fun.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
So it's Rocha. He
with
sits on
poker.
him.
I tell myself if I would have accepted the seller's set, a few more questions would have been asked, and then it wouldn't have happened. That's what I tell myself. I tell
Yeah.
myself that
He's got to do it. It's like with poker. It's
But-
like you shouldn't even think about it. You
I know.
just react.
I know. I was just like, I don't want to like make Liz. I don't want to make Liz or that
The
guy.
only
look-
reason
it's
why
so
I say
bad.
that though is like, so we
Terrible.
did a guest set for Donnell Rawlings, and he was on Rogan's podcast, and he's like, if any motherfucker says they want to do stand up, I'll give them time,
Yeah.
but they have to do it.
Yeah.
And if they bomb, at least they did it.
Yeah.
But if you want to do this fucking thing, you do this fucking thing. So
Yeah.
it's like, that's where I'm like, if it's a set, it's like, I mean, fuck it. Worst case, you bomb. Everybody's seen a bomb.
Yeah, it's
It
a lesson.
happens.
It's a lesson I
Hazard,
learned.
hazard of the job.
Yep.
You know, speaking of being in the shit, I think one of the things we went to this mic. Oh my fucking god. Okay, so Dana Carvey's son is also a comic.
Aren't they twins?
Yeah, there's like two of them.
They're a brother
And
act. I know.
so we were laughing.
His nephew
because-
does stand up too, I think.
Does he really?
Yeah, he like works at Dynasty
Typewriter?
Or yeah.
No shit.
So we're. It's like it's the end of the mic. Nobody's having fun anymore. It's an outside mic, and the Carvey kid was sitting kind of like I don't know what the fuck.
Was I here for this?
No.
Okay.
No. And this was just this last week, and so somebody's like, fucking that Dana Carvey's kid was here, and you could tell he's getting ready to shit on him, and he goes, you hear this voice in the back go, "I'm still here."
Oh my god.
And then everybody, and we're sitting there. We just started laughing. The mic came alive, and you hear go, "Hey, say what you were gonna say about him. Fuck him. Who cares if he's here?" Yeah. Everybody's like, "Yeah. What were you gonna say? Were you gonna make fun of his dad?" And then everyone's like, just dying. He's like, "Yeah. Hey, can you do impressions?" And he was so cool because he was laughing about it too. And one of the comments was like, "Hey, you should have told your dad to do an impression of a funny comedian." Oh, just giving him.
Oh my
shit.
gosh.
Like, and dude, we just fucking teed off on this guy, and the whole time we were just we couldn't stop laughing. But it's one of those things where in a turn like it seems like every week we find something about the Verzies to make fun of. But all you need is that jag where it's just like, oh shit, okay, like Eric's fat. How many ways can we say he's fat?
I was thinking that. I was thinking it before. Yeah. Crooked Iron Throat. The Verzies are hacks and Eric's fat. All those things will be visited at least once an episode. Yeah. They're very comfy chairs to sit in.
One last question: how's your lady feel about your nightlife?
I think she's all right with it. I mean, like from the get go, like she knew I was playing poker and comedy, so it's kind of like it wasn't something that's like been thrusted upon her. So she knows I keep odd hours, and she knows I got to be in Vegas in a couple months for the World Series of Poker, so I'll be gone.
Throw one of those bands at her. I'm sure she won't complain.
Yeah, well, we just got a house, so I think she's a little happy about that.
Yeah,
now.
that'll
we
cheer her
got a home and some land and
he's
chicken
got-
coop and a farm and all kinds of shit.
This guy's got a straight up like Silver Lake house.
Yeah, it's a weird scene.
It's a
I'm a
weird
shitty
looking
farmer.
house.
Everything's dying. I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's bad, but I got to hire like a ranch hand or something to keep things afloat.
Probably
Mexican? No, you can say Mexican.
You
Yeah.
probably listened to one of their sets and then cascaded out to the yard on the plant side. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna have shows back there. Like when I toured the house, I was like, "Oh, I can do comedy. This could be a good
Oh yeah,
comedy
you were saying
venue."
that'd be fucking awesome. Let's do it.
You know, that's probably a bad
We
reason
got
to buy a house.
tomatoes
for-
we can throw at the bad
Everything
comics.
was fertile, but then when the Verzies were played, the land turned sour.
yeah, it's a lot of shit.
All
went
the
bad.
bugs fucking flew away.
There's no birds.
The chickens are still alive. I'm doing good with the chickens, but all the fucking
You find a bunch of little
farming.
nooses though hanging in the chicken coop. Stupid.
Oh man,
Stupid. This fucking show.
I should have brought some eggs, dude. I got like a surplus of eggs, man. So I should have brought y'all. I should have got you guys some farm fresh eggs.
That would have been nice.
Shit.
Should have brought some.
Well, yeah, every other guest has brought something, but I like that you're different.
I was actually gonna bring.
Yeah, you tell us how much money you have, but there's
And
nothing
show
on the
us.
table for
And
us.
show us.
True. I mean, every comedians bullshit so much. So I feel like I gotta
Actually, no, he did
back
let us-
some up.
he let us
Here, let
borrow-
me give you that $1,000 chip back. By the way,
And I am probably gonna go to the casino after this. So.
He did let us borrow his snowboarding equipment. So
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
yeah.
Well, he was hoping you would die on it. That's fine. I was so excited. Aim for
Close.
the tree.
Bro, if you're ever in danger, just make sure you get near a tree and hold on. He was loosening up the boots on the thing.
yeah. The fucking screws loose. Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh, I love you,
Fucking
buddy.
A, dude. I
Thank
love you too,
so much.
Rocha. I love all y'all.
Despite everything I just
Yeah.
joked. On my right.
At Mitchell Verzi, at Verzi Triplets on TikTok and all the other platforms.
Alrighty, on my left.
Luke Allen at Uncle Luke 2 on Instagram. Live from the 405 podcast. Thank you.
And where can we follow you?
I am Comedic Gamble on Instagram.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I got a pretty hot spot at the Universal Bar and Grill coming up. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with that amazing hot show. I'll be doing
That
that.
is honestly a fun room.
It is fun. I love it.
It's a
Chris
fucking
Puccio, the guy that runs it's the best. He's a great guy. It's
the
fun.
chicken wire still up in front of the stage, or is it?
I don't know. I haven't been there post Pandy, so I'm not sure what it looks like, but that'll be fun.
When I did it, before I did it with my brothers, I did a spot at the Universal, and they made us take a shot and a beer before we went up there.
Oh, yeah.
You need to do it. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, it was great. It was fun.
Yeah, it's fun. And then I've got the World Series of Comedy Festival I'll be doing in a few months, which is in Vegas, I believe. So that'll be fun. I think it's going to be during the World Series of Poker, actually. So that'll
No
be nice.
shit.
I'll be able to kind of do both.
We'll have to call you and we'll do like a on-site interview.
When
with
is
you.
it? Do you know what month?
Speaking of that, I'm going to have a hotal room in Vegas for like a month.
I was
so,
about to say, we might go out there.
shit.
So yeah, so it's
What
like
month?
I think I'm going to be there. I already made my bookings. I think it's like October 14th to like
Dude.
the 28th.
NFL season, we're down.
And then,
we do a
and then for the main
podcast
event, I'm gonna be playing like I always do, and that'll be like November to like November 14th or whatever. So I got 2 different 2-week blocks, and yeah, I mean the hotel
suite?
rooms. No, they don't take care of poker players because I don't like give them money. So
Oh,
because they don't make money off poker players, they make money off people who play blackjack and slots and shit. Because like I make money off their customers
I gotcha.
basically. I make money off their whales, which they probably don't like.
Got it.
But the only thing I give them is just like the tax for at the poker table, which is nothing
You
compared
like the
to.
sucker fish on the wheel.
That's actually that's a good that's a pretty good analogy. But yeah, I'll be there a lot. And,
He doesn't even
yeah.
play poker, and he
So-
just invented
Dude, I
a
think
term.
we'll be there. 'cause
And there's
we-
good comedy opportunities there too. Like there's a really fun show every Monday night that I can get us on at the Backstop Bar and Grill. That Manford runs a great show every Monday night.
I've heard about that
Oh,
show.
yeah.
It's a-
Yeah,
Good show.
it's an amazing show. It gets like 30 to 80 people every Monday night. Like I've done it like 8 times, and the LA Comedy Club's a cool club that you guys could probably get spots on. I know a guy that works there that's pretty plugged in.
Is the cellar still open in Vegas, or did they close it down?
They are open actually because I almost went to show when I was there a couple weeks ago playing poker. I checked and they have active lineups. And
I almost
stuff. So,
turned
yeah.
down another
shit.
show there.
Yeah, exactly. not no more. I'm gonna go bomb next time. I'm gonna do it.
Wait, let me plug my
Oh,
relevant to this episode. I made
Mouth, hopefully.
a sketch called. It was called the Bookie. If you really want to see how little I know about gambling, I made a whole sketch about like these guys like how I do with the baseball teams with fake gambling terms. If you go to YouTube, this Weird Fellas one word and find the Bookie. And
Bookie.
It's very it's fucking stupid, but it's like 2 guys just like making up fake.
I'll tell you.
It's stupid.
On Twitter, can you just do a post of it?
I have like fucking 30 Twitter followers. Nobody's
that's all right. He can repost it.
Okay. Sure.
All right. Well,
Beautiful.
Yeah. Isn't it?
Sorry, I just wanted to whore myself there for a second.
I was gonna say. Well, that's
For
good.
another
though.
second.
You don't do it a lot, so.
I don't know. I just plug my stupid Instagram. So, in my podcast.
And I'm gonna start doing poker vlogging. I think on YouTube. Which so yeah, I'm gonna be doing like gambling vlogs. So I guess when I'm at the World Series of Poker, it'll be like I played this hand. I'm gonna tell you like how the hand went down, what I won or lost, and then like why I did what I did and shit. So
Yeah.
that'll be exciting. I think
TikTok.
TikTok. I haven't got into TikTok. Yeah.
Oh my. Dude, we'll talk.
I never followed
Yeah.
you back on Instagram. What the fuck?
Well, no, it'll be cool. So we'll.
But yeah, I think I'll have a cool like gambling portal for because everybody wants to know like poker and gambling shit. So I'm like, I should like do poker content and then I can kind of weave in comedy and kind of
Yeah.
Good,
try
yeah.
to
Well, I gave you a chance to plug it earlier, so you're fucked. Sorry.
all good, all good.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, no problem.